Thra is here with more on India's defense against claims made by President Trump and US officials. Parikshit?
As Donald Trump threatens India with action due to high purchases of Russian oil, several economies, including the European Union, have not been able to decouple from Russia completely. The EU, for one, has paid Russia $105.6 billion for gas imports since the start of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Take note of this now. EU payments for Russian imports were approximately 75% of the 2024 Russian military budget. Europe's LNG imports from Russia are up more than 67% since Q1 of 2021, while EU imports of Russian gas are down 70% in Q1 of 2025 versus Q1 of 2021. But this is not due to sanctions, but because of payment issues and infrastructure damage, according to several experts and reports. Europe is clearly struggling to decouple from Russian gas due to long-term contracts running till 2040 and failure to attain sufficient non-Russia gas supply. If you look at overall trade, EU has reduced trade with Russia, but as of 2024, the two-way trade was approximately $78 billion, less than $68.7 billion worth of trade between India and Russia. EU imports in 2024 were $41.5 billion and were dominated by fuel and mining products. EU's trade with Russia has fallen sharply this year, but imports were still $10 billion in Q1 of 2025. So who are the biggest buyers of Russian exports since December 2022 till June 2025? Let's start with coal. China, 44% when it comes to Russian coal. India, 19%. Turkey, 11%, South Korea, 9%, Taiwan, 4%. All of these countries are buyers of Russian coal. When you speak about biggest buyers of Russian crude oil, you've got China at 47%, India at 38%, Europe at 6%, Turkey at 6%. When you speak about LNG, EU is the biggest buyer. 51% of Russian LNG imports go to EU, 21% to China, 18% to Japan. Pipeline gas, EU again, 37%, China, 30%, Turkey, 27%. Let's now put the spotlight on fossil fuel exports from Russia. Russia earned roughly 922 billion euros in revenue from fossil fuel exports since February 2022. EU purchased more than 212 billion euros worth of these exports. China is the biggest buyer of Russian fossil fuels, followed by India. More than 10 nations, including EU, Turkey, Brazil, Singapore, Hungary, and South Korea, were also buyers. So while Donald Trump is putting all his attention to India, it's not just India. There are many buyers of Russian products all across the world, and one of US's key allies, the European Union itself, has not been able to decouple from Russia.
All right, Parikshit, many thanks for those details. Now, national